Morning everyone, it's Yvonne here to do what's cracking reading. We're going to use the Green Witch Tarot for your reading today. I must have a good dig out of my tarot cards because I know I've probably got some to give away. But what I want to introduce today, and somebody gave me the idea of doing it the other day, and I've been looking for something to do where I could sort of do it through my channel. So what I've decided to do, and a lot of people ask me if I'm going to run classes again, and maybe I will do that, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer memberships. And what I'll do in that offer of memberships is, depending on, and I've done 3 levels, that was 4 fingers, Yvonne, 3 levels, a basic membership, a loyalty membership, and a deluxe membership. So what I'm going to do in the deluxe membership is I'm going to start making videos on single tarot cards, doing things in combination with each other, what things mean. So I'm going to run it exactly the same as I ran my class. I'll do the videos, upload them, and if you've got a deluxe membership, you'll be able to watch them. I feel like then what I can do is I can offer those classes in that, I guess, arena. So I just needed something because it's very difficult sometimes just to upload videos. It's difficult to set up a whole new process. So I'm going to do it through YouTube. It will take a little while for me to get organised and work out what I'm going to offer in all 3 levels. I've actually kept them really low cost as well. There will be a monthly fee. So we'll see how we go. And what I'll do is, as I said, I'm going to run it exactly the same as my classes, where I look at the basic meanings, we go into more intensive readings, and then hopefully I can get, sometimes when I'm online, groups of people together to perhaps do some classes through YouTube. So that's my plan. So I've made a start on it now, so it will be happening going forward. All right, basic stuff. Well, thank you very much, especially to the beautiful person who mentioned that to me, because I was thinking about it some years ago and I never really got it off the ground. I've tended to sort of try things and some things just haven't taken off. So I guess our biggest success was the G's Gang. So we did operate that for some months before it became very complex. The hard part is getting everybody together when you're all over the world. Although I got to say, I had one beautiful viewer who was getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning, I think it was, and you'll know who you are, to watch the videos, to join in with us, which was beautiful. All right, if you would like a reading with me, you can get me by emailing Yvonne, the Aussie Goddess at gmail.com. Nothing else, just the Aussie Goddess, one word, no misspellings, as is. And you can email me. So I do offer face-to-face readings via Zoom or mobile, depending where you are in the world. And I do what I call recorded readings at 15 minutes for a couple of questions and 25 minutes for 3 or 4 questions. The Zoom meetings I do for an hour. Very often I'll work a little bit with you on your healing during that time. So if you would like to know how to move forward, you're stuck, sometimes if I can pick up on the energy, I can sort of give you a heads up on what you need to heal. I do use a combination of intuition and I obviously have some learnings around the more psychological, social science side of things. So I do use a combination of that with my counselling skills. So it's not just an out and out reading. And I know, you know, because I do the live coaching as well, that some of that will come into it too. All right, enough blurbing. Let's get on with this reading. Watch for scammers. Please be aware that the scammers are everywhere and they will jump on you if you look vulnerable. So if you put a sad message up, they're usually the first people they go for, because you might be feeling a bit more needy or a little bit more desperate, and they seem to be able to lock into that nicely. Yeah, I think there's a lot of narcissists out there. Sorry, but I feel like those are the people who will ride on other people's successes. All right, let's get into this reading. The spots have been shuffled off the cards, as we always say. Okay, so we have the King of Pentacles coming through. I love the King of Pentacles energy when it comes through. Now, please keep in mind that just because it's a king doesn't mean it's a man. It can be a male energy. It can be an energy that any one of us carrying around with us any one time, especially in relation to Pentacles, because it is mostly about resources, work, being able to support that masculine energy. It doesn't mean that females do not have masculine energy and males have feminine energy. If a male has feminine energy, then they're very comfortable with their nurturing, intuition, etc. So we are and should be a balance of both. The King of Pentacles represents Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. And if you understand the earth signs and what that talks about, maybe you would understand a little bit more of what the energy is for Pentacles. When the King of Pentacles comes around, it can represent a person. But what I feel moreover, it represents the energy that we're carrying at that time. So it could be, that we are really determined for promotion, that we want to go further in our work, that we want to study to further our education. Those sort of things can come through with the King of Pentacles. But often for me, it's sort of, if it's the energy, it's like stepping up to something. So if the king comes through it, it's like it's saying to you, it's time to step up. It's either time to step up and do what you want to do, take your power back in your life in regards to your work, your career, whatever it is. So this is the sort of energy coming through with that. Now, I do have the Nine of Pentacles next door, which is sort of supporting that in a lot of ways. So the King of Pentacles with the Nine of Pentacles, for me, would talk about independence, being forthright, standing up for yourself. Something here you need to be doing that perhaps you haven't been doing. Page of Pentacles coming through, a lot of Pentacles, and we have the card of rebirth here. So what I'm feeling here is you're doing some sort of, it feels like you're maybe thinking of some sort of makeover. But it isn't about changing the way you look. It's not that sort of makeover. It's like you've decided that where you are in your life at the moment isn't really fitting where you feel you belong. So, for example, you may have been plodding along, thinking about this for some time, what changes you could make, and then you wake up one morning and think, that's it, it's time. Just a little insight here. Last night, I dreamed that I cut my hair off. I know my hair is sort of, it probably is quite thin. As much as I look after it as best as I can, it is getting quite thin. And I've thought about it a couple of times. I've had short hair many times before, but last night I dreamed I cut my hair off, and I remember it was like a foxtail. There was all this beautiful hair, and I was standing there crying with my hair in my hands thinking, what did I do that for? Because it was an impulsive thing. So I always look my dreams up because for me they're very insightful. And so this morning I looked it up and it said that I'm ready for change. And I thought, that's so true. I am ready for change. I've just got a little bit floundery of what direction I want to go in. And because of that, I've started doing a lot of new things. So I just need to sort of focus in on one because I love the variety and I love being active and mentally active. And I tend to sort of spread myself very thinly. So I have to be careful of that. But that is the sort of energy that's coming through this morning. I feel like perhaps the full moon we've just had has sort of cast off a lot of that energy of holding back or not making decisions about our own welfare. This means that most likely over the next few days you're going to go through some sort of transformation where you may get messages from your ancestors or from your spirit guides on the direction you want to move forward in. But I feel like it's time to change direction in a very positive way. All right, let's have a look where we're going. All right, Five of Pentacles coming through with the Moon card. Ooh, very nice energy. This is like really seeking here with the Knight of Pentacles, seeking to look some sort of opportunity. I love that you've got the King of Wands here though, because for me this is about like taking up leadership in your own life, like deciding that you do have, oh, my electricity's cut out. You do have the power to do things with yourself, but you've got to have the confidence to make sure that they are right for you. When the King of Swords, comes out, For me, that is really like that decision making, that clarity, that understanding of the direction you want to go in. So you are definitely looking for that clarity around a new offer. However, it might be at this point in time that although you feel a little disappointed with where your life is at, there is an energy here that you're not really sure of the direction you want to go in. That's not a bad thing. Like I said before, sometimes when I get like that, I get so excited about doing something new. I'll often start, more than one thing, and then I have to like narrow it down as I'm going because my enthusiasm overtakes, the amount of time, especially that I have. But this is accepting a new offer, moving in a new direction, but having clarity in the way you move. Right, so we do have the Lord of Shadows coming through here with the Four of Cups. Oh, and the Ten of Pentacles. I love it. So for some of you, it is about creating new resources, bringing new opportunities. But for others of you here, it's about having more of a satisfaction about what you're doing, like really finding something that brings in the dollars, that brings in whatever it is you want, your fame, fortune. But it's also about finding something that makes your heart sing. And that's the way I always see it. Like we can do things that make lots of money, but if we're not happy in what we're doing, we can't last forever like that. And I know some people will say, like doing a job that you love, you never work a day in your life. So whatever this is, you want it to be fulfilling, you want it to take you forward. So you're asking the universe here to provide by doing something that you really love to do. All right, so there's a brand new beginning coming. There's the Ace of Pentacles, and we do have the Queen of Wands coming through. That is stunning energy. Stunning. It really does mean that you are determined, you are taking the lead, you are making a decision, and you're moving in that direction. And as long as you keep that energy high, you can do whatever it is that you want to do. But your energy needs to be kept high in that vibration. And the last card here, look, Six of Swords. I have to say to you, the Six of Swords has been coming out quite a lot at the end of readings. And for me, the Six of Swords is a beautiful card because it talks about us moving away from things that we really do not have any use for anymore. But what we do is we take everything with us in the boat. You can't see it in this particular card because the swords are all lined up here. And the swords represent, the clarity of thought, our ideas, everything that we speak and think. And what you're doing in effect is you're gathering together all of the things that you want to use on your journey. So we leave behind the stuff we don't want. And that is a beautiful, beautiful reading this morning. So let's just have a quick look. So I see you stepping into this King of Pentacles energy. There is a really strong feeling here that you're feeling independent, ready to take on whatever you need to do. I do feel here with the Page of Pentacles that you could be doing some research, study, looking for things, making calls. This is sort of that energy of calling up universities and deciding on a course. So what I do have here is what we see as the Judgment card. And to me, that's rebirth. That's starting again, starting anew. 13:33 on the clock. For those of you following up numbers, there's a spirit message there for you. And let's have a look at the wisdom of the hidden realms. I had this in my bag for the fairs, and I was taking it everywhere with me for the fairs, and I forgot I had it every time until I went to a fair, and then I kept thinking, need to pull this out of my bag and use it on my daily reads because it's such an amazing deck, but it's so much more time consuming. Oh, we have the Web Weaver here. I almost want to say if you're looking at something to do with computing, starting up your own website, I feel like that's a big sign for you here. The card talks about synchronicity, divine intelligence, cause and effect, and it's the number 4, which is a good number for me too. The Web Weaver rejoices that your creations are far-reaching and have positive effects on the many. Every action, every thought, every word and deed is woven into the web of creation. When the web weaver appears as your ally, she grants you the way to others of like mind and intention and lets you know you're not alone in your endeavors. Just when you need to make a connection, like magic, synchronicity occurs. Music reverberates through the web and plays in harmony with your own. This is a sign to trust in the connectivity between all events. Magic is afoot for you. I feel like here, because it talks about potential growing in, potential growing and growth and possibilities, synchronicity. So asking, that saying, when the pupil's ready, the teacher, when the student's ready, the teacher comes. So I feel like here, if you're looking for something or if you're trying to move in the right direction, everything will fall into place for you once you've made that decision. I feel like all the time we're floundering, the universe isn't really sure about what we want, and we tend to find things a lot harder to follow up. But once you've made a decision, your determination will push you forward. All right, I will leave you with that. Have a fantastic day.